Hello, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. It's time for Taroscopes again. This will be the Taroscopes for the sign of Virgo. That's Virgo Sun, Virgo Moon, Virgo Rising for the month of October 2024. Now, at the beginning of the year, I used to do these with a little bit of more astrology, putting charts up and the like. And I think I'm going to do it this month as well. This is a very intense month. We're coming out of an eclipse. We're moving into an eclipse, and we have the presidential election at the beginning of November. There's a lot of activity this month, including Pluto opposing Mars. So there's a lot of intensity that's happening. So I think that perhaps this is a good time to bring the charts back, and then after that, we will do the tarot reading. If you're only interested in the tarot reading, fear not, it is timestamped. So if you want to go right to that, you can. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen with you. And we are looking at Virgo. And we start the month with a solar eclipse. It is a partial solar eclipse, so it's not as intense as that eclipse that we saw go across the country in April. But it still counts. It's still an eclipse. These eclipses have been very challenging, from last year's eclipse to the spring eclipse to now the eclipse that happened in September. A lot of things happen, a lot of things that were very difficult we had to watch and bear witness to. So this is not an easy time for anybody. Virgo is a sign that is ruled by Mercury. Mercury spends its time this month in Libra and then moving into Scorpio. So for you, we're looking at your second house of values, and we're looking at your third house of your neighborhood, your siblings, the people that you grew up with, right? The eclipse is happening in that second house in Libra, and it is a new moon, so there is an energy of new beginnings, but the eclipse itself is at the south node. So something needs to be released before you can start something new. It is a time, and perhaps with this in the second house. Second house deals with our sense of our self-worth, our self-esteem. And Virgo is not really known to feel that good about itself, mainly because you're such a perfectionist. You think that everything has to be perfect, including you, which is unrealistic and not very healthy, honestly. Although I have to say, Virgos do an incredible job because they're always looking to improve themselves. If you can continue the search for improvement without driving yourself crazy and being a perfectionist, you've got Virgo mastered. We also have the full moon. The full moon is happening on the 17th. That's in Aries. It is not an eclipse. It is happening in your eighth house of shared resources. And so you may, a shared resource may come to you. You may get some sort of money from an insurance company, or maybe you'll get some money from somebody, an inheritance of a sort. It is, although not on the nodes, it is in the signs of the nodes. And so that's very possible because the nodes always point in fateful directions. The sun, of course, along with, is on the same path really as Mercury in the second and in the third house. So your values and then also your immediate environment are points of focus. Both of those houses are under the horizon. So it's a more introspective time. Now, two planets do change signs. Jupiter is one of them. Jupiter, did I say changes signs? Changes directions, excuse me. I've been doing this for a while. I think I'd know what I'm talking about. It stations retrograde at 22 degrees of Gemini. For you, Virgo, that is your 10th house. There's been a lot of progress in your career, perhaps, a lot of progress in your public standing. And now you have an opportunity to go back and see what you have learned, see what perhaps needs some tweaking, some ideas, some beliefs, just some projects, what needs to be looked at again. And then when Jupiter goes direct again, you can attend to those and move on and probably do quite well for yourself. The other planet that changes direction is Pluto. Yes, Pluto back in Capricorn is changing direction and going direct. That's happening on the 11th. Anytime these outer planets change, especially Pluto, we can usually see things in the outer world. So do be aware of that. There are things happening. Pluto has been in Capricorn since 2008. It's been moving through that fifth house for a long, long time. Dipped its toe in the sixth house when it went into Aquarius. Now it's back, and it'll go back into Aquarius, never to be seen in that fifth house in this lifetime again. So not to worry. Transformation around your creativity, around your children, around your sense of fun. Pluto doesn't exclude fun. Pluto can actually have quite a bit of fun, but it's always intense and there's always things attached to it. So it's going to feel like a relief once Pluto is out for good out of that house, I think. And it does shift. So when it shifts, there's a lot of power that's built up. So keep an eye on your creations at this time. Venus, the planet of love, starts the month in your third house. So you're probably getting along with your neighbors and your siblings, and that's really good. And then it moves into the fourth house. That's a time when you can do a little renovation or redecorate, or maybe change the theme in your house, or maybe do some well, Venus isn't really a cleaner per se, but she does appreciate a beautiful home. And so whatever you need to do to improve upon that. You do have that fourth house in Sag, and maybe you have some vacation pictures that you've been meaning to put up, or things, relics, or different, masks, different things that you get from your travels that maybe you want to put up in your house. So it's a reminder of all the fun times that you've had. Mars, the planet of action, is in Cancer. Not really too thrilled about being in Cancer. There's a lot of emotion, a lot of feeling with the Mars in Cancer, and sometimes it can get frustrated. Mars in Cancer can be somewhat passive aggressive. Don't allow yourself to do that. It's in your house of friends and goals, so you don't want to piss off too many people with this. But it is a very deep feeling, Mars, and we have a lot of water in the chart this month. We have Mars in Cancer, the Sun and Mercury and Venus in Scorpio, and we also have, of course, Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. Neptune's been there for a long time, and Saturn's been there for about 2 years now. So there is Saturn and Neptune are almost out of that sign. By next year, they'll be starting to dip into Aries, and then in 2026 they leave Pisces. And Neptune will be back for another 165 years, so we don't have to worry about that. And Saturn will be back for another 29 years. So that seventh house is your house of relationships. So it's been a bit fraught. It's Neptune in its nature, or Pisces in its nature, is kind of nebulous, and having Neptune and Saturn in there makes it even more so. But that is going to be changing by 2026. It'll all be out of there. All right. Is there anything else I want to say? Nope, I think that's good. Have yourself a wonderful month. As I said, it's going to be intense. Please watch yourself, take care of yourself. Try not to overwork. Try not to stress yourself out too much. There's enough stress in the outer world that you don't have to add to it. All right, guys, have yourself a peaceful and productive and emotionally fulfilling October. I'll see you again next month, and we'll do the tarot next. Stand by. Take care, everyone. Namaste. Hi. It's time to do the Tower part of the tarot scope. So for Virgo, we'll be using the Good Tarot, the Good Tarot. This is a deck by Colette Baron Reed, and one in which I absolutely love the art. So let's see what is up for you in October. September was definitely a month. All right, just one more quick shuffle here. Let's see what is up for Virgo. Okay, we're ready. We start with the 10 of fire. The 10 of fire. The 10 of fire generally means that there's a little bit too much going on all at once. We can see this woman is sort of, she looks like she's actually juggling fire. So in other decks, it's called the burden bearer. So you perhaps have too many irons in the fire. How common is that, Virgo? Let's see the challenge. The King of Earth, the King of Earth. I think that, you know, the King of Earth speaks to an understanding of what it takes to manifest, an understanding of the laws of physics, and perhaps you're ignoring the laws of physics in your juggling fire. Um, so it is a warning. It is a warning not to burn yourself out. It is a warning to check your resources as you attempt to do more and more things, as it were. We have the Hanged Man at the root of the issue here. And the Hanged Man at the root says that you need to look at this from a different perspective, especially, I think, if you're feeling overburdened and perhaps you don't have the energy that you need to do everything that you would like to do. It's important that you look at this from a different perspective. The Hanged Man often teaches us what we have control over and what we don't have control over. And you may have an illusion that you have more control than you actually have. Really, all you have control over is your own responses to things. And so you need to really take time out, really, even though you have all the stuff going on, you need to take time out and you need to really ponder. Look at it from a different perspective. Hang upside down. If you're into yoga, do a headstand. If that would kill you like it would for me, try one of those inversion chairs or just sort of sit at the edge of your bed and sort of hang out, like actually get inverted and see things from a different perspective. In the past, we have the Page of Earth. This is a new project. Perhaps this new project is what has got you flipping fiery shards of things and trying to keep everything together. Let's see what's in the sky. The Four of Earth. Yeah, the Four of Earth is often somebody who does too much. There's too much work, too much. It's all work. It's all work, right? Now I realize that you're trying to build something and you're trying to build a foundation here. The Four of Pentacles usually indicates an ability to keep your resources close and keep an eye on your resources. In the immediate future, we have the Nine of Earth. So that's the self-made person. That's the person who's financially secure. So you will have financials, even if you slow down a bit here, it doesn't, we will have the security. We will have the security. How it's seen from the outside. Two of Water, Two of Cups. Well, people like being around you. They think you're a good partner. Good give and take. Okay. Let's see your domestic situation. The world. Something is manifesting. Perhaps you have manifested a new place to live. Maybe you've bought a house. The 21 vibration is a Saturn vibration, and it's about completion. So there's the completion of a cycle and then the start of a new cycle. So that looks good. This could also be a child coming into your life, a baby getting born. So if you're of that age, and if you're not, you know, maybe it's a grandchild, maybe you find out your daughter or your son is having a baby. Hopes and fears, the Ace of Fire. This is the creative spark. So you're hoping that you haven't lost your creative spark, perhaps. That what you could be afraid of, what you're hoping for is that creative spark. It will help if you sort of pull things in and keep your focus on less things if that's a concern for you. The outcome is the Queen of Fire. So she is the sustainer of fire. She's the sustainer of the eternal flame. She is the sustainer of creativity. She's a Leo vibration. So let's see if we can get a major arcana. The Queen of Air, another queen. So this is dominion. The queens sustain the elements. So we have a sustaining of the fire, the creative spark. We have a sustaining of the mind. So a balanced mind, and you can see that she has an owl here. So here's wisdom. This is wisdom. The 9 of air. This can be anxiety. And the Ace of Air, the Ace of Swords. So a new beginning. Something ends, something begins. And you take flight. Your ideas take flight. It is possible, and I'm going to see what's underneath it. Well, let me do that first before okay, the eight of earth. All right, that's what I thought. The 10 of cups, the laughing Buddha, and the chariot. Okay. So this is what I was going to say, and then I said, let me look at the cards. I almost feel like you're in a position right now where you're at the end of some sort of creative project, and you're like doing all this juggling and all this other stuff, and there's somebody there. The king of earth could also be your boss, or somebody who's sort of asking too much of you, and that makes you look at things in a different way. And while security is an issue for you, financial security is an issue for you, you're going to be okay. That project is coming to an end, and everything indicates that it's not going to be long before a new project comes in, which will bring you the work that you're good at, happiness, and further movement along to your destiny. So yeah, ultimately this looks like you're at the end of something, and then right as soon as but it does require you to look at it from a different perspective. It does require you to look at it from a different perspective. And that different perspective will light your fire. Will light your fire. You know, the Hanged Man is also about staying connected to cosmic consciousness. And while you know, Virgos aren't really known for their connection to cosmic consciousness, because Virgos tends to be practical and pragmatic. But you know, the spiritual needs to be there as well. And so yeah, you may need a time of rest between jobs here, and really figure out what it is that lights your fire. And as soon as you do, the fire will be lit. That's what it looks like to me. Okay. All right. Let's pick. I'm going to pick 2 oracle cards this month. The first one is a Mystic Sister Oracle and the Tree of Life Oracle. I couldn't decide which one I wanted to use. Being it's eclipse season, I said, heck, we could use two. So here we go. Two. All right. Let's see. Put a good shuffle in here. What does Virgo? Mystic Sisters. Mystic Sisters. What does Virgo want us to be aware of? What does Virgo need to be aware of? Aphrodite. Wow, isn't that beautiful? These cards are from one of my favorite artists, Emily Balovit. I think you can get her work on Etsy. And these are from US Games. That's where I got them. All right, I gotta find the little book. Where did I put what I do with the book? Oh, there we go. Not quite. I don't have quite everything together here, do I? How very un-Virgo of me. Okay, Aphrodite. Let's see what it says. Passion, beauty, and desire. And I'll hold it up so you can enjoy it. There you go. The goddess Aphrodite bodes well for your direct experience of love, charm, and your eye for beauty. Aphrodite enhances awareness of your personal aesthetic pleasures. She heightens the desire for love, whether it be between you and your partner, or perhaps an increase of love of your heart towards yourself and everything you delight in. It may be to be in the right space to experience the gifts of Aphrodite. It is necessary to be fully present in the moment, and you must believe that you are truly worthy of love. Drawing this card is a call to open your heart, forgive transgressions by yourself and your loved ones, and to position yourself to give and receive love more fully. Goddess of love. Aphrodite, mighty Aphrodite. All right, now let's pull a tree of life. Virgo, 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 Virgo. The soul triangle, mystical soul-led harmony. Soul triangle. The soul triangle is made up of Hesed, which is the Sephiroth of Jupiter, Geburah, the Sephiroth of Mars, and Tibereth, the Sephiroth of the Sun. Okay. Okay. I'll hold it up. Here we go. The triangle between Geburah, Hesed, and Tibereth, might, mercy, and harmony. Combining these forces to find a way through may not be easy, but it will produce soul growth. And as the soul grows, the seas calm and problems are handled with ease. The middle triangle truly embraces the principles of the soul, understanding, might, and mercy. You are in the worlds of mystical connections here, the worlds of the Lord of Karma and the Lords of Peace and your holy guardian angel. These forces are presenting you with a choice, a way forward that is soul led. And that's what underneath it all, we had the Chariot, and the Chariot is actually the card of the soul on its destiny, in direction of its destiny. These forces are presenting you with a choice, a way forward that is soul-led. It may not be easy, but you know what must be done. Maintaining a sense of magic in your life isn't easy, and here you're reminded to check in with the world around you for happenstance, guidance that appears in your life and makes you smile as you recognize the guides and masters that are walking with you. You could become aware of a harsh reality, a gentle nudge, a calm before the storm, or any other combination of might, mercy, the might and mercy of the universe as you make your way through the energy of this card. You and you alone must decide what energy is needed, where and when. Silent contemplation could help you hear the voice of your soul. The uncomfortable truths that sit in your body won't go away until they are recognized and acted upon. Okay. All right. Hopefully you found this information helpful. Please like and subscribe if you would. If you'd like to join either my Ona and I on Mystic Sisters, we have it. It's on my channel every other Saturday and her channel every other Saturday. We trade. So if you want to join us for that, 7 Eastern, 6 Central, Saturday evenings. Otherwise, I'll see you again next month. You can always check out my morning strolls through the garden. Even though we're at the end of the season here, the garden continues to amaze with its beauty and its wildness. All right, take care, everyone. Have a great month, and I'll see you again next month. Namaste.